Are
we
you
have to do
serious?
roll call.
All right, Doris,
Yes, I am.
Oh,
It's in Idaho, Oregon,
no.
Carrie,
California, Washington.
Well, you'd have to look online, like, I don't know, do you have the participants pulled up?
Doris,
Yes.
BJ?
Here.
BJ, are you here today? Oh, there she is.
She is,
Okay.
but she's maybe not hearing you.
Craig,
He's,
Louise? You're here.
Yep. Yes.
Robin? Robin, are you here today? No? Chris?
is here.
Here.
Wonderful. Judy's here. Dave? Here. Daniel, are you with us today? Yes, you are.
Oh, good.
Good to
All
have
right.
you here, Daniel. John?
Yep.
Monette, are you with us today?
Here.
Great. Dick,
I'm here.
I see you. Irene?
Nice haircut.
Irene, are you joining me?
She was planning on it.
Okay, and then Valerie, are you with us today?
Valerie said in a note that she wasn't gonna
Yeah.
be there
Okay.
in an email.
Right. She's
And
talking about-
we have some staff present today. Crystal is joining us online. Derek is also joining us online. And then we have Rogelio here with me in person.
Okay, very good. Is, are Sarah and Derek coming today too?
Derek is online. Sarah will
Oh,
not be in
okay. I
attendance
missed
today.
that. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we've got this, do we have any ones making public comment today?
I'm here. Robin got.
Okay, Robin here, Robin just got in.
Hi, Robin. Do we have any public comment online?
I am on the phone.
You see that Joe Kunstler was here and then he just dropped.
Oh, did he drop?
All right.
Because he probably would have made him a comment.
Right, any guests? Do we have any, well, Crystal's family, but
Looks like Joe Kunstler.
is he on?
Joe back?
He was on, but he's not on right now.
Okay.
You can proceed.
All right, so, okay, so, if we have no other guests, let's move on to the meeting minutes. Does anybody want to bring a motion forward on the, March minutes?
I approve it.
Okay, well, okay, you want to make a motion
Sure.
to move forward?
You approve them as.
Approve it, approve it,
Okay, you move that the meetings be
approve.
approved, okay. Any seconds?
Second.
Okay. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the March meeting minutes be approved and submitted. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any
Aye.
opposed? Oh, okay. All right, very good. And I will remember to speak up too. I got quiet.
We got-
Right.
Irene just.
Irene just got in?
Yep.
Okay.
Have to get it.
Let me get this in here too. All right, I had a question. Welcome, Irene.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so that takes care of this little introduction section. And so, Malia, would you like to have Crystal? I had her just stuck in the announcements part, but where would you like her to?
Yeah, I think we can just transition into block 2 if that's all right with you, Judy.
That's
Just update and Crystal, just kind of speak to a few items.
Wonderful. So Crystal, we'll just give it over to you. Thank you. And
Thank you,
welcome.
Thank you, Miss Judy. Happy to be here. Malia and I chatted earlier, and anything that I would have reported out on, she and or Derek have covered. So I don't want to steal her thunder. Anything that I would have reported on would have come from her anyways. I will tell the committee that Miss Judy and I met yesterday, and we've committed to meeting regularly so that she has a direct communication with me regarding any issues or anything that the committee wants to bring up. Of course, those need to go through Malia first, and Malia as she has stated so eloquently yesterday when we spoke, Malia does a great job of handling those issues, but looking forward to our continued recurring meetings with Judy.
Great, thank you, Crystal. Is it okay if I go into staff update, or were there any questions?
So I kind of, so did you have other things to share with us, Crystal? I kind of missed part of the last of what you said. Did you have anything to share with us?
Malia will report anything that I would have reported on in terms of ridership. That's really the thing I think that probably would be of most interest to the CAC. Just reported that you and I met yesterday and that we will continue meeting regularly.
Okay. I didn't know if you had any board information for us or where that was going, and that's why I asked.
Well, I'm going to start coming to the meetings again. It's been a while since I've been regularly. And I guess the question that I posed to the committee is, what do you guys want to hear from me? Because I do a CEO report out at the board, the Skagit Transit board, which is the next one is tomorrow. But I don't know that the things that I report out there are really of relevance or interest to this committee. So I won't do my CEO report out today, what I would have reported to the board, but what I'd like to hear from the committee, and you can funnel that please through Miss Judy. I want to know what you guys want to hear from me so that I'm reporting on stuff that is of interest to you guys.
Okay, and then could you list basically, I would say the headings of things that you report on in the board for those who aren't who aren't regularly attending?
Yeah, give me just a minute to pull it up.
There's a lot of budgetary stuff, for one thing.
So tomorrow I'll be reporting on I'll be providing an update for our build grant, which is to build our new facility. I'll be talking about, I have kind of a heading where I talk about big projects that we're working on. Of course, MOA2 is the biggest one. Skagit Station bathroom is another one. Again, that's probably really not of interest to the Community Advisory Committee or the public because it's not open to the public. I'll talk about sales tax finances. Sales tax were down about 5.5% year over year from January to January 25 to 26 and 5.5% year to date. And just so the committee knows, the reason that I'm talking about January is because we get our sales tax 2 months behind. So we won't get February's until the end of this month. I'm going to talk about how the conflict in the Middle East is causing issues with our diesel fuel. Our diesel fuel has gone from an average of $3.25 a gallon up to $5.07 a gallon. We're also seeing sharp increases in parts and shipping. I'll do a report out on recruitments. The finance manager, Chris Arkle was our finance manager. I promoted him to director, so that position is open. Our director of operations position is open. We have 8 drivers in training. Those are actually graduating sometime this week. And we have another class of 4 starting April. We'll be fully staffed up. Actually, we're fully staffed up now. Technically, we're kind of doing some overlapping, doing some advanced hiring so that we make sure that we don't have any staffing issues with providing service. I will also talk about our overtime for February was $76,343. Year to date, we're at $137. And then I'll be talking about some of the community events that we have either participated in or that we will be participating in April, which I won't go over that because Malia, I believe you cover that, right? Yep, so I won't talk about that. And then I talk about ridership, which I won't talk about here today because Malia will do that. I talk about the class and comp study, which I don't think it is probably of importance to this group. I give an update on the long range transit plan, which I won't do here with this committee today because Malia will cover that. And that's really all I'm going to be reporting tomorrow at the CEO or the CEO report out at the board meeting. Again, those are the topics that I report out on. please let Miss Judy know which of these you guys want to hear from me, or if there's anything else that you want to hear from me. And I'm happy to provide, make sure that I have something prepared for the CAC meetings every month.
Wonderful. Well, I really appreciate this very much. So you all, I hope you were all taking notes on that. I was taking notes on what she was talking about, the headings. And if there's something that you've got questions on for her, for Crystal, definitely write them down, take note of them, and be prepared to ask questions in the next meeting. And Crystal, I want to thank you so much. You've been such a friend of the CAC and a champion of the CAC, and you filled in a lot when we didn't have a liaison to the best of your ability with everything else you're doing. And I just can't give you enough thanks for what you're doing and the relationship that, we have with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I was
one
happy to do it.
Question,
Okay, we do have a question from Ray Bott.
just a simple one.
Hi, Ray.
Are the board meetings recorded and uploaded to YouTube?
They are, well, not
Yeah.
YouTube. They're on our website though.
Oh, on the website. Okay, very
Yep.
good. I need to,
And I send out board reminders every month, you guys.
I know. It's,
Yep,
I've
open
never-
to the public. You guys are welcome to come either virtually. There's a virtual option, or you're welcome to come in person. It's at 11
And-
o'clock,
and
the
we
third
really
Wednesday of
should.
every month.
Yeah,
Thank you.
to get to know the board, what they do, what they talk about, that raises questions, or that,
Yeah.
something they say could plant a seed of an idea or a question. I encourage any members who can to come to these board meetings. That's a good
Yeah.
thing to do.
Or at least if it is on the website. I can
It is.
realize some of
It is, it is. All right, any other questions for Crystal? All right,
What is it under?
Uh,
On the website?
It's under board
I
of
didn't
directors.
Oh, okay.
David was just asking where to find it, and Malia answered his question.
It looks like you may have a question online. Was there a question online?
Did we have a hand raised online?
Pardon me, this is Manette. I don't know if you had a hand raised, but I'd like to know, I have not been getting the agenda or the minutes in the mail. How can I find them on the website?
You haven't been getting what?
I apologize
have
for
not-
the noise.
I have not been receiving the minutes or the agenda in the mail. How do I find them on the website?
It's posted under the CAC. Are you talking for the board meeting or for the CAC? Lynette?
For the CAC minutes and agenda.
Not getting your mail out minutes.
That's not good. I've been sending them to you every month via mail as a hard copy. I will connect with you offline just to verify that we have the right address on file, although I would imagine it is Judy,
I've got
right?
it, yeah.
Yeah, it's just from what you send me for the labels.
Uh-huh, yep. it's-
But you can also always find them online, skagitransit.org under CAC. About halfway down, you can see the agenda and then any minutes. But those will only be approved minutes, mind you, so I'll ensure that I have the correct address and file for you.
And
Okay.
Malia, you get those out on Tuesday?
Typically, this week, they went out a little bit sooner than that. Sometimes they're, the first of the month,
Yeah.
sometimes they're like the first
But
week.
that's still good, yeah.
I think everyone else got them, right?
Okay, is there anybody else who is not getting their mail out minutes? Those who are getting printouts? Okay, so we will work that with Manette for sure. And Louise, you're getting yours, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so we'll work out the thing with Manette. All right. And Robin, did you have a question? I thought I heard your voice.
I just apologize because the lawnmower came by and I was afraid it was blotting things out for everyone.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, what we'll do now, then, if there's no more questions for Crystal, or we'll just move into Malia's presentation. So now it's your turn.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Judy. Fixed route ridership for February was 41,361, which is up 11.29%. Year to date from 2025, which is good to see. Paratransit ridership was 40,999 riders, which is a whopping 27.26% increase from last year.
Wow.
which is significant.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah.
What percent is paratransit as opposed to regular?
Just getting into that, for the end of the year report, 2025, we had a total fixed route ridership of 508,627 riders, which is up 6.68% from 2024. Paratransit, though, was 426,237. So only the difference of 80,000 riders between the two services, which is
That's huge.
huge. And paratransit is up 12.68% from 2024 to 2025.
Whoa.
So we are certainly feeling the effects of that, right? And as I've been sharing with you guys, we're really excited about the implementation of Spare and how that's going to help us optimize the service.
Yeah.
It's also going to help us stay on top of eligibility to make sure that all eligible clients are meeting the requirements and that they're getting the renewals done in time. Joe's done a wonderful job doing that. It's just going to simplify the process for her. And then from there, you know, in the transition, we noticed that there were a few discrepancies of the zones of people that were allowed to ride. And so just kind of flagging areas where we needed to be mindful of constricting to what it should be, that 3/4 mile. But the real push for this year is to get proper systems in place that can accommodate our services, both fixed route and paratransit, improve the rider experience. And then now we have the stop data that helps us drive those decisions for new fixed routes so that we're making sure we're going where people need us to go. So that ideally, when all possible, we're transferring some of the burden from paratransit onto fixed route. And that really can only be done with the appropriate software and data that supports those decisions. So it's a good question. I was pretty shocked when I saw it.
And then Irene, did you have a question?
I just had one
Okay.
that talked about that, the Spare, the software. That's not implemented yet, or is that?
That next thing on my
Oh,
list.
hey. All right.
Yeah.
We're
I
good.
appreciate you asking though, because we did say that we were going to launch in the
Yeah.
beginning of last week. We did have to push that. We are now launching on May 26th. And really the extra time was just to ensure that we could get communications out to riders. In the system implementation, when we noticed some of those flags, it felt important to us that we were able to clarify to ridership how the service operates. And some of the service parameters we needed to shore up internally. One example I can give is the pickup windows for ADA paratransit service is 15 minutes on either end of the requested pickup time. And with the new software, that is going to be more dynamic because it can accommodate same day cancellations or no shows. And so if someone cancels, that can save an operator, you know, having to go out to Anacortes or having to go out to Concrete, which then means that we could pick that next rider up a little bit sooner. But that is a change for folks. I think we were able to get closer to a committed to pickup time in the past, and that's going to fluctuate a little bit. But once again, it allows us to serve more people more efficiently, long-term success of the program. And really the true power of the system from my perspective is the optimization of vehicles and staff so that we're not seeing this massive overtime. That's really putting a strain on the agency. And so we're really excited about the service getting it launched on the 26th. For those of you who ride paratransit, you'll be seeing some communications come out from our team in the next couple of weeks. Not too much is going to change beyond some of those, just reminding folks of kind of the rules of the service. And then we will have the new to schedule book rides, which we're really excited about. I think that's going to be a big benefit for folks.
So my question about that, is it gonna be the same portal, but that the app is just running?
Different portal and different
portal.
app. Yeah,
Okay.
and so that's going to go out in the communications to folks. The last day that reservations will be accepted in the old portal will be May 19th. So 1
Okay.
week prior.
That's good to know.
So this is just dedicated to the paratransit? I mean,
For right now, it's just paratransit. As we've talked about throughout the LRTP, it's our hope to implement microtransit at some point. And this software could accommodate that service as well. Should we move that direction? We're just logistically still figuring out how we staff and pay for that service. Should it come to that.
Okay.
All right. And then I maybe mentioned this last month, but I've been working on a bus shelter solicitation. which is exciting. It's a chance to get some new shelters and kind of change your amenities. That's in line with the bus stop standards project that we've really committed to driving home this year, how we determine what amenities are placed at what stop locations based on ridership, proximity to other stops, the safety of the stop, all of those different factors. I'm hopeful that bus stop standards audit will be completed by the end of this year, probably late winter, maybe early next year. And then having these shelters, we can start to put in the work, right, to flag the stops that need those improvements, and then putting some concrete work and development into building our infrastructure out to support the service network.
It just seems, don't you guys remember the last bus stop thing we did? It had to have been 22 or 21 or 22. Brad was still here and he left
For my
in,
time.
yeah, he left in, I think, February of 23. And it just seems like, wow, we just did that last week, but not really.
Well, and this is a bit more geared towards compliance in terms of like slope and grade and
Yeah.
all of that, which is really important when we work with our municipal partners. When they reach out and they say that a developer is looking to putting in a bus stop at, a high density housing unit, we need to be able to tell them exactly what we need and why. And having some type of procedure for that is really important. So yeah, I think it's important direction that the agency needs to have, and there's significant investment in bus stops to get them to be ADA compliant, as we've discussed before. So it's really important that we understand where we're putting stops, and why. Best use of
All that funding fall on SCAT or maybe county and some local businesses.
Yeah, there has been great collaboration. This is where I think the whole agency under Crystal's leadership has really tried to slow that process down to make sure that we're not asking them to put in investments in areas that we did later decide we don't need a bus stop, right? Like we'll burn that bridge really quickly if we're not intentional about this is what we need and use the data to support it.
Yeah,
But yes, certainly.
Well,
Okay.
that's good. We like to share it well.
Yeah,
do developers have to contribute to that at all when they're
they
building
do.
large complexes?
Yeah, I really have only worked with Cedro and Burlington where they've had, no, that's not true, LaConner as well. They've had their developers reach out and ask for the standards, and it's been wonderful. I'm very thankful for it, and to be able to pass them what we need. I think I maybe shared this a couple months ago, but the Waldick Center, in LaConner just opened up. And they put in a nice new stop for us. That's all ADA compliant. So if you guys are ever running the 615, take a peek at it. It's right before you head up the hill to Rainbow Bridge. It's really encouraging to see the cities and the county support us in this effort of requiring developers to put in that work. Okay, next thing, we are ordering some new rider guides. As I'm sure you guys know, we have been low stock on those. Rogelio's been putting in some very significant work to get those updated. We will be having a detour for the next probably 10 months on the 615 and the 40X to accommodate the striping project on the 536 bridge. That's open to westbound traffic only. And so the eastbound stops are affected. The segment from Avon Allen to West Division.
Excuse me, what's that bus number again?
615
Okay.
and then the 40X. Just because traffic is only going one way across the bridge. So in the opposite direction, they're just going to take Avon Allen up to Highway 20
Have on.
and then Avon. Thank you.
Oh, well.
Avon.
Yeah.
Avon?
I mean, it's spelled the same as Avon, but
I've heard of both.
yeah, oh, yeah.
We had an online comment,
That's like.
Minette?
Well, yes, I go up Avon Allen and get on Burlington Boulevard to go to Walmart. So, I was gonna say, while talking about bus stops, I'm very happy that there's a bus stop on Ferry Street at my Catholic church, Immaculate Heart of Mary, but where is the one on the other side of the street?
Monette, is there any chance you could put that in the chat? Your audio's coming through kind of garbled.
I sounded garbled?
Yeah, very. You're.
Okay, can you
yeah,
hear me,
two or
can you
three
hear me now? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but we can't understand it. It's,
Oh dear. All right, just a minute.
that's better, whatever you
Is
did.
this better?
It's like you're too close to the mic or something. It's fuzzy.
Is it better? I took it off speaker. Is it better?
No,
That's better.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
as
well.
bad?
That's better.
That's a little bit better. Do you mind if I?
Kinda.
more?
All right. Well,
I
I
think
was
so,
asking
plainly.
about, I love the bus stop at my Catholic Church, Immaculate Heart of Mary at 719 Ferry Street. But where's the bus stop on the other side of the street?
Yeah, just don't, it's, 700 block.
he wants to know where the bus stop is on the other side.
I didn't know they had them on the opposite side of the street, not right next to each other.
We're still trying to piece together what you said.
Mona, what's your stop number? Do you know?
I don't know the stop number. I just know it's right in front of the Catholic Church on Ferry
St.
Street.
Charles? St. Charles?
719 Ferry.
Is that Ferry? What was the address?
Yes. 719 Ferry.
Oh, I mean, it's the Catholic. Is it St. Charles? Probably.
Yes.
So I don't.
Oh, no.
You
Hello?
said 719?
Yeah.
We're trying to
Yeah.
figure it out here.
Okay.
It's coming up as in Burlington. And I know it isn't.
No, it's
saying that
no, it's in Cedar Woolley, all right.
it's saying that it's about a 3-minute walk to East State Street, Ball.
3 minutes to State Street,
East State in Ball.
East and Ball. Oh dear. Okay, so it's not even on Ferry.
Alrighty, so yeah, I've been working on the bus shelter solicitation. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Hope to get some new shelters in stock so that we can begin implementing them in service changes early next year. Rohelia's been working on the rider guide. It's going to be a very minimal update. Rohelia, did you want to share more on that?
Just the detours, 615, the 40X, just removal of 4 pages, which are just like the UMO ones. And it's
Yeah,
not that much. The bigger change is gonna come September. So I think you guys are gonna be part of it. I got your comments from the last one. We're just working so close towards it.
with the WCAG compliance deadline of next April, we're just doing our best to make sure all of our rider materials are accessible. And so it's been a pretty heavy lift. It's going to be great though for us to learn like what we need to do to make those materials more accessible. And we're starting kind of with the rider guide as our first marketing project of what can we do and what can't we do to make sure that it's accessible for folks.
Did you
So
find some vendors that you can work with on the accessibility thing? Because I was thinking about that and I found a couple that I know people know of.
we've looked into a few, but if you don't mind sending me an email, I'd be more than happy to look into them. That's great.
Yeah.
And then Derek, if you want to share just a brief update on the photo shoot.
Sure, yeah. Just briefly, we are doing a photo shoot this week to just re-up or just update some of our images we have in our library, because we want to be able to, when we shoot something, to reuse it in lots of different places to, you know, make everybody's time used as best we can and the dollars used as best we can as well. So yeah, we're just going to be updating those for kind of pictures in the bus, pictures of the buses. So hopefully those look good in our materials headed forward.
Great, thank you, Derek. And then vehicle advertising campaign has gone out to the board, as you know, for 30-day review. It will be up for vote at this upcoming board meeting tomorrow. So we're hopeful to see, and we'll share more updates as we have them, just depending on how things go tomorrow. Upcoming events, I guess, past events. We had quite a few events in April. I think we shared most of those. So we have YMCA Healthy Kids event, which is happening on the 18th at the YMCA. And then we have the COV Families Day on April 22nd, Skagit Valley College. for May, we have the Skagit County and Skagit Transit Blood Drive. It's a partnership with the county. That's going to be taking place here at Skagit Station. That's open to the general public. That's May 5th. And then again, the COV Families Day for Mount Vernon families, which is May 6th at the college. Rogelio and Sarah have done a phenomenal job just getting out into the community and being involved in events. Rogelio, did you want to share any updates of events that you worked in the last couple of weeks?
Last weeks, did the veteran stand down.
That's right.
Pretty great event. A lot of people coming to us and asking us questions about paratransit, reduced fare, so we assisted them. We also did, top of my head,
Did the disabilities fair?
disabilities fair, we did that at the Mount Vernon Green Commons over here. Great event as well. Answered a lot of people's questions. Worked, started connecting with various community partners and agencies and questions that they had about paratransit. So that was great. It's pretty much fun day on my part. I know Sarah attended a lot more events than me. She's a little bit more active. So.
Alrighty, so
We do have another event to report on.
Oh, yeah.
If we may, on March the 28th, and I will let Ray take it away. He really shined at that event. He
Well-
made friends, shook hands, and
Our other person that put the whole thing on could probably say more. That was a memory roundup that we did. Well, I just kind of watched them do it. But.
We
I
had
thought it
fun,
was-
didn't we? We had fun.
Oh, yeah. Somebody sang to
We had
it,
fun.
It was so interesting. All of the speakers, the ombudsman, that was wonderful. It
Yes,
wasn't,
yes.
a high, there wasn't a whole lot of people there, so we had a lot of quality. And, I mean, I won a prize. They called me, then they called Chris, and then they called Judy.
yeah,
So,
we all went
yay.
door prizes.
That was pretty good.
That was
But
really
yeah,
good.
the speakers, maybe Louise could talk to them. I just remember I don't remember the names now, but the memory roundup, and we had some about, scams. That was very good. Someone from the bank that talked about that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, the
Tammy.
memory roundup, that was awesome.
Tammy made-
Louise, yeah.
And I also, do you want to report on the table? So Chris and I were also there with Ray, and we sat at the table, and we had some materials. I happened to have some materials, and we did not have any rider guides. We were really disappointed that we didn't have any rider guides, but at least I brought the things I had, and we had
Yeah.
6 different people asking and just with lots of questions about paratransit. So maybe they went out and told all their friends, and maybe that's why paratransit went up so bad. But we talked to a lot of people and passed out the information that we did have. So
We had
that was-
tickets on paratransit.
Yes,
which could have been 1 or 2 years old.
Yes, it's interesting that you bring that up because I passed out event comments, and on just about, I'd say 90% of the comments when it came to Skagit Transit is that they were disappointed that there were no rider guides there. So
We gotta
I
take
have
a
to say that.
Give us a minute. Oh,
That was a fast one. Yeah,
Yeah.
people were disappointed about the rider guides, and honestly, that, had I known that Skagit Transit wouldn't have been able to come, I could have gone and picked up rider guides to take out to that event.
we actually don't really have any on hand right now for events. We've been limiting them just,
Okay,
as I said, we have been pretty low on stock, working on getting an order
Okay.
placed. But I think with just
Oh, there
the
you go.
massive influx of events that Sarah and Rogelio have been doing over the last couple of months, we've been getting out a significant number. So now we know to order more, but as you guys know, those are extremely expensive. They're about $1.50 a rider guide. And so we have been trying to
Yeah.
be a bit more selective
Yeah.
of only passing them out to people, who specifically ask for them.
yeah.
But we're
I mean,
looking into different options to kind of save some expense going forward.
They were interested in the paratransit. I handed out 4. There was an application in the packet and some information too. I'm sure the phone numbers are the same. They've
Yep.
been a year or 2 old, but they were
Yeah.
good. So at least 4 people.
That's great.
We're
Thank you for
interested in
doing
that,
that.
so
Thanks
that
for
was-
being there.
And honestly, this event it was planned like 8 months ago, and then Cheryl accepted it in the fall, so it was one that, and it went, but it.
Yeah, like we said though, that was just due to staff sickness, and I apologize, obviously that wasn't ideal, but.
It's all right, but anyway, it
We
went.
represented, we did good.
We did,
Yeah.
we did, and we had a good time. So, all right, that was all on that event, but did you have any other besides the events?
No, that's it for the staff update.
All right, very good. So for the, one of the things, were you able to connect with Doris on the I-5 and I-5 closures and her little blurb that she talked about?
We played phone tag a bit, but Doris is here, so.
Okay, good. Oh,
I came in.
hi.
Well,
Okay, so you were not able to get together on that. I just wanted to follow up and ask
well,
that.
let me just say, I'm working full-time in South Seattle, and I haven't been in Mount Vernon to meet with anybody since September.
I did try to call her a couple times, but
Okay.
her schedule is, unfortunately, it's just a bit tricky, but I'm glad you're here. If you have time, we can chat afterwards, if that's okay.
We'll keep trying.
Okay.
Okay. One of the things that we also brought up a little bit was you were talking about a poster map that you were gonna put up or had put up. And then I was thinking back on Doris, what you had talked about, the little, I think you were saying an 8x10 little mini map that of the stop near certain businesses. And so that little map could show stops near certain businesses. Do I have that idea correct that you
Well,
had?
I think what I was suggesting is the reader guide is very expensive and it covers so much more, let's say, distance than somebody, say, coming to a library would need to get to the library and back. So if there was like a mini little guide that said, to get to the Mount Vernon Library, you could take this bus or this bus, and these are the schedules for those two buses, and stick it up there so it was available for somebody who's patronizing the library. That's just my idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We definitely try to avoid having too much printed material out there just because when changes happen, you run the risk of having outdated information.
Yeah.
That said, one of the things that Crystal has asked our team to work on is separating the rider guide out into more of what she calls like pocket timetables. So it's just like a single route with the major stops. And so I think that's a way that we could maybe kind of meet that need is the library could have a stack of those pocket guides and just tear it off and hand it out.
Yeah, and actually what I'm saying is, if there was a schedule that was posted, you don't have to hand it out. If somebody's at the library and they need to know what time they could get a bus to go home,
Posted it.
that would, so just, it doesn't
Right.
need to be handed out, just you can have one of those frames and just stick the updated information for that pocket area in a frame. That's, you don't have to do too much copying.
And I know that when I'm in the library, I look at, I notice all the different things there. So even if you're not taking a bus, you might look at it and consider it in the future. And that would be very costly, I don't imagine.
Sure, I would be happy to look into that some more. Like I said, I think there's some work we can do, especially with the new rider guide and compliance and stuff to make sure that we're meeting people where they're at a bit better. So.
Hello, this is Manette.
Okay, Manette?
Hi, I was gonna say, I like the idea of those pocket guides because, in the past, when I was traveling different places, they had little individual, guides for your route. So if you were taking, let's say maybe one route or two routes, you had your updated guide for both of them to see how they connected.
Yeah.
It was effective. Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, Crystal asked us to look into that. And so we're hopeful that we'll have something by September timeframe, at the very latest by the beginning of the year, that kind of meets that need. So thank you for the feedback.
And then I was just gonna mention too, Doris, that your, your comment that you turned in on the I-5 closures and stuff that you and Malia are gonna talk about was something that Commissioner Browning actually read in public comments at the February board meeting. So that was a good thing.
I will say, Skagit Transit has no like role in closures that occur on the freeway. And I sympathize for how that impacts routing throughout the region. I really do. We do our best when we know of that routing, to try to communicate it out to riders. It has been difficult though to kind of keep up with all of the routing changes, especially when we look down south. And so if it's a route that's impacting the 90X, it's a bit more cumbersome for us. We have a new communications liaison that we've been working with, and I've met with him a few times now. He's been really good to work with, but I was pretty surprised when I talked to him last week. Derek and I both did, just how many projects were happening in the county that I hadn't heard anything about, and there was nothing published on, WashDOT's website about. So as we know more, we will definitely share more. The big one right now is the 536. That's going to cause detours. And so we're going to get the word out as soon as we've been given the green light. We've just been waiting for a date from WashDOT. They had originally said the 1st of May, but then they said they thought it'd be the middle of May. And I said, well, if you can commit to a date, that'd be really helpful, because we're ordering new rider guides. And if they're going to postpone that to June, then I need to make sure I have both the detoured route and the regular route in the rider guide. And so, keep you guys updated as I know, but it has been just a bit of a shuffle to make sure we're putting the right information out.
But the whole idea also is that you've been saying all along, Doris, is making the connectors more efficient to get from point A to point B. When when you have work and need to catch the light rail and so forth, correct?
Well, the most that we are able to operate, I've shared this numerous times,
Yeah.
to Everett Station.
Right.
And whereas we are very interested in any other opportunities, and I know Crystal's talked on this too. Like, we have our PTBAs for a reason, and if we're taking service away from another agency, that impacts their ridership and their funding, and similarly so. So our hope with the 90X and the 80X is that it's a direct, quick commuter route that gets you to regional networks. Unfortunately, there's likely not going to be a world in which Skagit Transit operates directly to the light rail, unless
There was an
things
agreement.
change with community transit. And from our conversations as of yet, that doesn't seem to be something that they're interested in.
Wow. Well, at least it's not gotten on the table, and at least Malia is, I mean, I must say, you are an outstanding liaison. And you really do well on the follow-up stuff, and I'm really glad that you and Doris are going to be able to get together to, just be able to discuss some of the stuff that's just been going and going.
Okay.
I appreciate that. All right, well,
Can I make one suggestion about letting people know that people can take a bicycle on the transit, like from Anacortes or Laconner. The 615 can drop you off at Avon Allen Road, and then you'll be able to bicycle or walk across the bridge west, probably. So
They're still undecided on that, though.
Really?
It's been a little bit tricky. That is a good point. We are limited in capacity for those bike racks, but you're right. That is something I've just been nervous to communicate anything, because they haven't given us anything in writing that's committing to what their plan is. There's also going to be numerous overnight closures and full day closures both directions. And none of that has been published yet. So it's just a bit of a waiting game, of waiting for their team to release the official report.
this is a really good opportunity to open up the ferry between the west and the east side again.
Joe, they're not yet connected with the light rail at Everett, or
Yeah, that's what I mean, is that will likely always be, not always, but for the foreseeable future will be the connection is right there at 90X, every station.
We
okay,
want it up here. To use our puppy dog faces.
There you go.
Please.
okay, are there any more questions on this? If not, we'll move on to some other business.
Hello, Judy. This is
yes.
Manette.
Yes, Manette.
Are we to feel then that for the foreseeable future that community transit is not willing to work with Skagit Transit to try to make a connection with light rail?
Well, I apologize. I probably misspoke there. It's not that community transit isn't interested in working with us. It's that right now our connection is at Everett Station, and that's what the agreed upon transfer point has been. You know,
And we don't,
as the public transportation provider, our duty is really to serve residents of Skagit County. As long as there is a connection that is feasible, we're always working towards improving, right, the connection times and the payment across services. That is always something that we'll be devoted to working with community transit on. But it is unlikely at this rate that we will extend the 90X beyond Everett Station. It would be a much larger conversation that I don't believe either of our agencies is interested in at this time. We're more interested in improving the efficiency and the service on that route so that folks can make that connection.
Okay. All right, that's something definite. I mean, just hearing that definitive, where things are at with the two agencies. And it doesn't mean that in the distant future or something that couldn't happen, but for right now, that's good. And this is something definite we needed to hear.
But the 512 runs every 15 minutes. And that's what connects the 90X to the link.
And I agree. I think there's a lot we can do with.
This is sound transit bus, it's not community transit. The 512 is sound transit, that's not community transit.
Yeah, we do connect to all three though, Everett Community and Sound at Everett Station, but you are right, yes. And frequency, that's what I mean. I didn't mean to misspeak to say that community is unwilling to work with us. I'm just talking in terms of extending that service. Likely not going to be consideration. The increase in frequency though is definitely something that we are interested in doing.
Frequency.
Yes.
Where does Elmer go?
From Pierce County.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to some new business, if that'll work.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir. Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. I was just looking at the agenda, and maybe Miss Malia can help us with this. The Whatcom County buses no longer accept our pass, the CAC pass. Is that pertinent?
Yeah, this was something that was talked about in the last meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, I have had conversations with Whatcom. They are really facing some financial struggles with fare, and they have, as you guys know, have done a big fare study. They're implementing some changes in September. They are not interested in honoring CAC passes. They see that as, something we can provide and not something that they are able to provide, which is completely reasonable. And so CAC passes are honored on Skagit operated ADX services. They are not honored on Whatcom operated ADX services.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
That was a
I
good
just
clear
thought
up
that was
because that
important
was
enough
been
to
a
know.
question from Valerie that had been, just one of those things
where
that,
does it?
Yeah, I had followed up with her a few times on that. She brought that up.
and things, yeah, so this has been cleared up.
Well,
And-
does
I agree. Go ahead.
Does Whatcom Transit have or whatever they're called, have a community advisory committee that
I believe they do. I don't know who it is. I don't know about them, but I do believe they do.
How much,
I haven't talked to their team about that much, actually. It's something I can follow up.
Okay, David?
how much
They-
does it cost? Right, for bus.
Well, it's regional passes. Yeah.
Round
if
trip,
they get
one way.
transit
We
passes,
we share a regional pass
we could exchange
with, I mean, the CAC doesn't, but, we have a regional agreement.
out there.
Yeah, I think a lot's gonna change, to be quite honest, with Whatcom. They are being, just forced to make some really big decisions with fare. They haven't made any big changes for the last 20 years. And so,
Oh.
across the board, you're seeing things change with student fares, senior fares, pretty significantly. In paratransit, it's pretty significant increases up there. So I don't imagine, just to be blunt, that is something they would consider, but I did talk to them about it, and they had just asked that not be honored going forward. So
It's $2 each way, or it's both a round trip?
it's each way. If you're reduced, though, it's half of that. And then your fare capped, $6 for the day.
Okay, all right. Okay, so if there's no further questions on these things, I'm gonna go ahead and, I just want to make some announcements, and these are really brief, and then I want to hand out some things. Again, one of the changes that we have had in our little routine is just a reminder that agenda items, if you guys have anything you want to see on the agenda, now you turn them in the last day of the month. Malia and I were talking about this, and she and I, we meet once a month, which is really great. But we figured last day of the month is easier to remember than first Monday or whatever, we were doing. So last day of the month is when agenda items will be due.
Can they give them to you a few days early if they?
Sure,
have-
this is the deadline, is the
Okay,
last
great.
day of the month. All right. One of the other things, changing the subject, just an announcement, letting you know, I've gotten involved in a statewide transit advisory collaboration. It's a monthly meeting, and it's like, Intercity Transit is starting it, and they've met since, I believe it was February was their first meeting. But what they're trying to do is get all the CACs, they're the advisory body statewide, into a collaboration effort to just gather data, figure out what each other's doing, figure out what the transit agencies in the state are doing. And one of the things that they have had is they have actually sent out last month a survey to all the different transit agencies. And I think, Malia, you may have gotten one.
I did, I thought.
Okay, right. And so what they did in today's meeting is they went ahead and went over any of the results that they received from any of the transit agencies. And so Amanda said that she had heard back from you, had not seen any survey results, but well, if you had forwarded any of the survey results to your staff or anything else, she wasn't really sure. And it's not just you, it's other agencies.
I just got the link to fill out the survey, which
Yeah.
I did. I didn't get anything more.
Anything else? Okay. Well, not to worry, because she's going to broaden it a little bit and just see if maybe they can get some results, not only from more of the agencies across the state staff, but also some of the CAC members. She's going to expand this. It's a state, yeah, Intercity Transit is in Thurston County, and they're sponsoring the statewide collaboration. It's something that they are just starting to do. Like I said, I went to their first meeting in February, and their first project is this statewide survey that's being sent out. And so what they're going to do is expand it and see if maybe like the planning managers like yourself, Malia, can and liaisons can send it out to others, transit staff, and then also to the advisory body. So this is what's coming up. You'll be hearing from Amanda Collins. She's the liaison with Intercity Transit, and she's just doing the work on this. So that's it. It's kind of in the announcement. This is what's going on with that. Then the other thing that I wanted to to let you guys know about is they also have their CAC meetings the third Monday of the month at 5:30, and they have invited any of us to join who would like to join it. And then I'll just get that out, if anybody has.
Where's it at?
It would be a Zoom call. Intercity Transit is in Thurston County, but they're kind of on the cutting edge of starting a lot of this, this information, these collaborations, a lot of these things, because they're doing a lot now that really is of interest to CACs and boards and such. Okay, so the last thing, and so I was wondering, right, if you could hand these out. This is an idea. I'm going to give you. This is an idea on paper, and it's something that we're not acting out yet. This is a handout for you guys to read, to look at, and I've sent them an email in email, but I just thought I would bring these printed ones for you guys who are here.
Judy, Crystal, and I received copies.
Yes, in emails, and I can resend them if you need me to.
Yeah,
Crystal has one.
I don't.
It would have been around March 14th back then, maybe, when I sent them out, I think.
I don't have any email from you from March 14th.
Okay, well, you know what? I will go home and send you electronic copy as well. I know Crystal had hers, when I met with her. So I apologize.
Crystal, did you receive a copy of the board proposal?
This was the member liaison. There you go.
You sent it to me yesterday, but I don't think I had it previous to that. I don't think. What was the date on that?
It was on March the 14th when I sent it out. You guys, but no worries. I will resend it in the emails.
Malia, I will send it to you right now. I know that I got it. What was the date on that? Sorry, March what?
The original I sent was on March 14th. Back then. But this, okay, so let me explain what this is. This is basically an idea for a board CAC collaboration. And I was calling it the member liaison exchange program. And what a member liaison is, it's a board member would be coming to our CAC, if this worked, would be coming to our CAC our CAC meetings, and they would be able to listen and discuss and just be part of the conversation. If they had questions or if we had questions of them, they would not be a member, they would be a voting member. They would be a non-voting participant, but they could participate with us. And the same thing is a CAC member would end up coming to the board and same thing, would be able to ask questions or discuss. If they had a question, they would be an observer. They could give an informal 5-minute, well, this is what we did at our last meeting. They too would not be any kind of a voting member. But again, they're just sort of a liaison, a conduit between the two groups. And the way this would start out is that the board would have a sign-up sheet, the CAC would have a sign-up sheet, and members could volunteer. For instance, like Ray might want to go visit the board on May. Maybe Robin would visit the board in June. Maybe, but there would be a sign-up sheet so that you would know, where you would be going and who would be visiting the board with. Same with the board. Board members could have a sign-up sheet, and it could be that Chair Browning would be coming to our July meeting, or Commissioner Weason would be coming to our August meeting, and so forth. But again, they would be signing up to be a member liaison for that month. And so as far as the reporting goes, this would change a little bit. And what I do right now as a non-voting board member, I give the board report once a month. If we had this system going, basically the report would look different. The liaison member would be given just sort of an informal summary of what went on at the meeting, but then the documented record would be a copy of the most recent minutes. And these most recent minutes would be going to the board. So this is the way the current board reporting would be handled in this. And so what I was thinking is in this program, we could try it as a pilot program to see, say, for instance, 6 months, see how it worked, see how we liked it, see if we needed to tweak it or if we needed to try something else. But the whole idea is to start this board CAC collaboration. And the thing about it, which is really great, is that the board members get to put CAC faces to, oh, this is who the CAC is. This is what they do. This is where they meet. This is what they discuss. Same thing. We would have CAC members who wanted to volunteer to do this on the board. You'd get to be in a board meeting. You'd get to ask a question. You get to be part of the discussion and see all of the strategic things that the board has to deal with. And I think it's important for our CAC members to know. And it's going to take, if we do this, it's going to take commitment on both sides. It's going to take commitment of CAC members if we decide to do this, whoever wants to and can. It's going to take commitment for board members who are able to do this for an extra hour a month. So this again is in the idea stages. You can look it over, you can read it, and then we can come back with some ideas the next time. I see it's taking our time to 5:30, but do we have any really quick questions before we adjourn on this?
Well, my thought is, if some of us would just go to the meeting, we have a liaison right now, who is wonderful. So, I'm not sure exactly what we would do. I mean,
Yeah.
we need 2 or 3 liaisons.
Well, the thing is, I go to do the board report, to do the CAC report, which is really great. But this would give members a chance to actually participate in being a liaison with the board as well. What this is doing, this would be opening up, instead of me being the conduit, it would be opening up for all of us to differently interact with the board. But that's basically it. So take a look at it, and then we can discuss it a little bit more and see what y'all think. And I did talk with Commissioner Browning about it. He had a copy. He really likes the idea, but again, it's just an idea right now. And there's things that need to be discussed about it and just figured out if we want to do this, if this is something that would really work for Skagit Transit. All right, so without any further ado, our next meeting is going to be May the 12th. Take note of that. Does anyone want to present a motion to adjourn?
If we're all done with everything, if there are no other questions or.
I'll adjourn.
Yeah, I would,
Okay, Ray,
make a recommendation to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, me too.
and you would second it? Okay. It's been moved and seconded that the meeting be adjourned, and we will meet again May the 12th. All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Any opposed?
Who
Thank you all for joining us.